In 2024, the U.S. imported around 134,000 farm tractors, and roughly 70% of them came from just three countries: South Korea, Japan, and India. They roll onto the dealer lot, get a good American-sounding name slapped on the hood, and most folks never think twice. So if I asked you to name a tractor that's built here, I mean really built here, you'd probably say John Deere, maybe Toro. Fair guesses. Those are the names on every seed cap and every barn wall. But look closer. Deere still builds a lot in this country. Sure, but the little subcompact most first-time owners take home run's a Japanese engine. The company's been trimming American jobs, and it's shifting some production down to Mexico. And Toro? Toro doesn't even build a tractor of its own. It bought one, a brand called Trac, back in 2020. So cross those two off, then cross off every American brand that's really just a crate of foreign parts bolted together in a shed over here. What's left is a shockingly short list. I went through factory records, company statements, and SEC filings, and I could only confirm 4 tractor brands built right here on American soil that a regular person can walk up and buy. One of them was started by a family that watched outsiders buy up their life's work, not once, but twice, and flat out refused to sell. But first, let me show you the trap. Because one brand out there looks American, but absolutely isn't. And once you know how to spot it, you'll never get burned on a dealer lot again. Here's how people get fooled on a dealer lot. They see a machine wearing an American badge, built by an American company, and assume the tractor underneath is American too. Say hello to Bad Boy. If you've mowed a lawn in the last 20 years, you know the name. Bad Boy builds zero-turn mowers in Batesville, Arkansas, cut, welded, and painted right there in the States, genuinely American mowers. So when Bad Boy rolled out a line of compact tractors, most folks just figured the tractors came from the same place. They don't. Back in 2020, Bad Boy signed a deal with a South Korean company called Kubota Machinery, the same outfit that builds Branson tractors, to supply its tractors in the 22 to 35 horsepower range. Those machines are built in South Korea, shipped across the Pacific, and get their final assembly in Arkansas. And give Bad Boy credit here. They've said it flat out. The tractors are manufactured by Kubota in South Korea, with final assembly in Batesville. Same brand, same paint, same parking lot, American mower, Korean tractor. And that right there is the whole trick. Assembled in the USA and built in the USA are not the same sentence. One means the machine was engineered and manufactured here. The other means it showed up in a crate and somebody over here tightened the last few bolts. So that's the bar for this list. A tractor can't just be finished here, it has to actually be built here, and it has to be something a regular person can walk up and buy. 4 brands clear it, not the ones you'd guess. Let's start with the one name on this whole list you already trust, and find out if it actually holds up. If you forced me to recommend one compact tractor to the largest number of people in America, it would be Kubota, legendary reliability, roughly 1,100 dealers nationwide, and the kind of parts and service support that first-time buyers can count on almost anywhere. Here's the part that trips people up. Kubota is a Japanese company, headquarters in Osaka. So how does it land on a list of tractors built in America? Because of one specific machine. The Kubota BX, the little subcompact you see mowing acreage and moving gravel in a million backyards, is built at Kubota Manufacturing of America in Gainesville, Georgia. Not imported, not crated up overseas and finished here. Built there by a workforce of more than 3,500 people. That's Kubota's own plant, backed up by the state of Georgia's Economic Development Office. This isn't a rumor off a forum. It's on the record. But I'm going to hold myself to the same rule I used on Bad Boy. So here's the honest part. That bar you buy for around $14,500, more like 20 plus once you hang a loader and a mower deck on it, runs a Kubota D 902 diesel, and that engine is made in Japan. Components come from all over the map. And it's only the little BX that earns the Georgia badge. Kubota's bigger L and M tractors are still built in Japan and only reassembled here. So Kubota is a split decision, and I want you to remember this feeling because it's the whole point of this video. The badge on the hood tells you almost nothing about where the machine was born. A Japanese company builds a genuinely American tractor in Georgia. Ownership and origin are two different questions. That's surprising. This next one is almost hard to believe. Take John Deere off the table, and we already covered why. And ask yourself a simple question. What's the biggest, most serious farm tractor still actually built in the United States? The answer is red, and it comes out of Racine, Wisconsin. The Case IH Magnum has been rolling off the line in Racine for decades. That plant is Case IH Global Headquarters and the home of the Magnum, full-size row crop tractors running from 180 all the way up to 405 horsepower. These aren't lawn machines. This is six-figure equipment, the kind of iron that pulls a planter across 1,000 acres. And it's assembled in Wisconsin for the American market and for export. How American does Racine feel about it? For the country's 250th anniversary, Case IH built a one-off Magnum in a Stars and Stripes paint scheme designed by a Wisconsin artist right there in the same plant, and called it the Heartland Magnum, a tribute, in their words, to the people who build these machines and the people who run them. Now the honest column, because this one's just like Kubota. Case IH is owned by CNH, a multinational that's controlled from overseas, not an American company. So if your definition of American-made is strictly about who signs the checks, Case IH doesn't fit. But if it's about where the machine is actually built, welded, and bolted together, Racine, Wisconsin is the answer, and there's no asterisk on that. Same lesson, bigger scale. Foreign parent, American-built machine. So far, both of my first two picks were built here, but owned somewhere else. Now let's flip the whole thing over because the next two are American all the way down. Here's a brand you've almost certainly never seen on a dealer lot. That's not an accident, it's the business model. Trac has been building tractors in North Tazewell, Virginia since 1984, and the family behind it was building heavy-duty articulated equipment for the mining industry as far back as 1977. They didn't set out to sell tractors. They built the first Trac because they needed a small articulated loader for their own operation and couldn't buy one that did the job. That's not a marketing story somebody dreamed up. That's an engineering problem that turned into a company. And here's the move most manufacturers would never make. In 1998, Trac fired the middleman. They dropped their dealer network entirely and went factory direct. You buy straight from the people who bend the steel. Trac says that cuts your cost by at least 30% versus dealer pricing. And that's their figure. But the logic holds. No dealer markup, no lot. What you get is an articulated frame that runs more than 40 different attachments off a single machine. Backhoe, slope mower, grapple, auger, you name it. One tractor doing the work of a shed full of separate equipment. And every bit of it is still built in that same Virginia shop. The fair warning: Power Trac is small. The lineup is narrow. There's no dealer down the road, and the engines are bought in like almost everyone's. This is not the brand for somebody who wants to walk into a showroom on Saturday. But if you want a genuinely American-owned, American-built machine that does 10 jobs and skips the dealer markup entirely, this is it. No split decision here, no foreign parent, just Virginia. Which brings us to the last one, the reason I made this whole video. This is Tilmore. To understand this one, you have to know what happened to a family from Orrville, Ohio. The Steiner family has been building tractors in Northeast Ohio since the 1970s. They created two brands that anybody in the turf world would recognize. The first was Trac, those articulated tractors that climb slopes nothing else can touch. The second was Steiner itself, another respected articulated tractor name, both built in Ohio, both genuinely theirs, and then, one at a time, they got bought. In late 2019, Steiner was sold to Doosan Bobcat, a South Korean company. The Steiner brand was folded into Bobcat's own lineup and by 2025 discontinued as its own name entirely. Then in 2020, Trac was sold to the Toro company for $167.5 million. Two brands the family built with their own hands, one gone overseas, one absorbed by a mower giant. Most people would have cashed the checks and walked away for good. They didn't. The Steiner family kept building. They took that same generational know-how and started a brand new tractor company, Tilmore, and this time they kept it. Tilmore's tractors are designed, tested, and assembled by Tilmore's own people in Dalton, Ohio. Their newest machine, an electric tractor called the Super E, says it plainly. Built in the USA, assembled in Dalton, Ohio. Family-owned, independent, not for sale. The honest note: Tilmore is niche. Its 520 is a purpose-built cultivating tractor for market growers, vegetables, flowers, nurseries, around 23 horsepower, rear-wheel drive, no loader. If you've got 50 acres of pasture, this isn't your machine. But that's not really the point of Tilmore, is it? Toro bought a tractor brand. Doosan bought a tractor brand. The family that built both of them looked at all that money and decided the one thing they weren't going to sell was the right to keep building tractors in America. That's the whole title of this video, Standing in a Field in Ohio. So let's put a bow on it, because these four aren't interchangeable. Kubota BX if you want the easy, trusted choice. A genuinely Georgia-built subcompact with a dealer and a service bay close to home. Just know the engine's Japanese and the badge is orange. Case IH Magnum if you're farming at real scale and you want big American-built iron out of Racine, Wisconsin, foreign parent, but the machine is unmistakably built here. Power Trac if you want American-owned, factory direct, and one articulated machine that replaces a whole barn of equipment, and you don't mind never setting foot on a dealer lot. And Tilmore if you're a grower who wants a purpose-built tool from the one company on this list that's independent, American, and building tractors on principle. Here's what all four really teach you. An American brand name and an American-built machine are not the same promise, and the badge on the hood will lie to you every single time. The only way to actually know is to stop reading the paint and start asking where the thing was built. Ask for the plant. Ask for the town. Do that, and you'll never get fooled on a dealer lot again. If this saved you from an expensive mistake, subscribe. Breaking down what's real and what's marketing is what this channel does every week. And tell me down in the comments, of these four, which one's actually earning a spot in your barn?